Hey everybody, welcome to GGS Railways. My name is Greg, this is my YouTube channel. Alright, what are we doing today? Well, we're going to talk about these passenger cars that we got on the, from the train show on Valentine's Day. And I've been promising you guys that we're going to watch these, but man, we've just had delay after delay after delay. But you know what, no time like the present, right? So let's see what these are, let's talk about them, and yeah, we'll go from there. So alright, so I couldn't find a lot of information about these on the internet. These were by Williams Trains. They're quite stout. These are made in much the same way as some of the other Williams passenger cars that we have. As a matter of fact, I would say they were probably identical. And yeah, but for 1976, everything was about the bicentennial, and pretty much everybody in the retail world, the hobby world, the any place you can make money world was all about the bicentennial in 1976, because these items were highly sought after. They're thought to be highly collectible, and they would appreciate in value and everything. Well, much of the stuff, and I'm not talking about the Williams cars, because these are actually quite high quality, but a lot of the things that were available in 1976, and I know this because I was 11 turning 12 in 1976, and so I witnessed a lot of this firsthand. But the retailers would put some of this stuff out, and I mean, it was just mass produced, and a lot of it wasn't very good quality. And so a lot of things that people bought that would be thought to be collectible or whatever, they didn't even last a couple of years before they fell apart or whatever. So all right, so that's kind of a little bit of history. The American way is to cash in on whatever trend is going on at the time, and that's apparently what we did. So in 1976, like I said, I was 11 going on 12, and we don't talk about politics here, and we don't talk about religion, but I will tell you my views on politics at 11 and 12 years old, and it's not what you're going to think. So at 11 and 12 years old, let's see, Jimmy Carter became president in 1976, and my thoughts were, man, he looks like the uncle I wish I had. And his wife looked like somebody that I could imagine hanging out at their house and having her bake us some cookies. That was my political views, guys. That was the extent of my politics. So all right, and also in 1976, and I know this because it kind of ties into the bicentennial merchandising thing, I had this interest in going to church, the Church of Christ. And once again, it isn't really a religious thing, because the reason I was going, because it was cool. It was fun to ride the church bus, and all my friends went. It was a social event, and it was something safe, a place that we could all hang out, we could have fun, and yeah, so I mean, it was some quality time, some good time with friends, and it was just a good environment to be in. So all right, so I said that kind of tied into the bicentennial stuff. So we had this thing on our church bus that if your attendance was good enough, you were entered into this raffle to win this 1976 bicentennial radio, and it was just a plain white radio, very cheap, with just a sticker stuck on top. And anyway, I won the radio, but it didn't even last 6 months. So all right, so two things I said we'd never talk about on the show, we just talked about, kind of, sort of, right? So all right, let's get back to the 1976 or the 1776 bicentennial special, 1976. And yeah, let's talk about that. Once again, this is from Williams Trains. Originally I thought that we would run this guy with my Lionel bicentennial edition train, but this guy is not going to pull these guys. These are aluminum, they are metal, they are quite heavy, and this guy just simply will not pull them, which is interesting because I think, let's see, this set would have come with, 13 plus the caboose, so 14 cars, but it won't pull these 5. So all right, so anybody that knows anything about this Williams set here on the track will know that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars, that's too many cars. These came in sets of 4, and I think you could also buy them independently, but apparently the man that I bought these from had 2 that were identical, and one was not in real great shape. I was able to clean it up though, and it looks quite nice, and I'll show you that in just a minute. So a little note about when I bought these. So if the man that I bought these from happens to be watching by some obscure coincidence, I'm sorry. I did not know what these guys were. I didn't, when we were talking about price and negotiating and everything, yeah, once again, I do apologize. I was ignorant, I did not know. So all right, so what we are gonna pull these guys with tonight is the Amtrak diesel, and this is also by Williams Trains. All right, so if you're familiar with Williams train history, you will know that at one point, I believe in 2007, Bachmann actually acquired Williams Trains, and because this is from 1976 or around that era, it solidly is going to be Williams. So in case anybody wondered about that, the quality is very good. Now, interestingly, you know, I talked about the other passenger car that I have that is identical to this one. We had a lot of problems with this particular set, and I do have the entire set in there. You may have seen that before. And literally, when I bought that guy off of eBay, the set off of eBay, it was the title of the auction was, "I don't know what the bleep is wrong with these." And we reconfigured those guys a few times, and I don't know that we completely have figured it out, but I mean, they will run around the track now. When we got them, they were just a disaster. Now these seem like they're pretty good. I think these probably have mostly sat on a shelf their entire lives. So Williams made some really nice, I mean really nice passenger cars. A lot of it was in the Amtrak theme. As a matter of fact, you may recall that for one of my birthdays, at least track of my birthdays, we got the Superliner set, and you've probably seen that video as well. And this is one of those cars, and you'll just notice how much larger it is than this one sitting beside it. But yeah, so you know, Williams was not shy about making huge passenger cars, and these work really well, but these are designed in a way that it's much different than these. I think this is probably a newer set. All right, so you know what? I've built up enough anticipation. So like I said, we got this Amtrak diesel by Williams here on the track, and then of course we got the Bicentennial cars, and let's just talk about them one by one. Once again, we do have two of the same here on the track, so that will not be your imagination when we get to it, and I'll try to remember to point it out. So all right, so and I'm not sure what order these actually were supposed to be in, but you know, maybe they don't have an order. So all right, so first here on the track we have the Paul Revere, and all these are pretty much identical other than the names, and of course, you know, we got the observation on the car. Observation car, wow, on the end, which of course is totally different yet. But all right, so yeah, we got the Paul Revere. Now all these light up and they look really nice. Well, you know, I wanted it to be neutral. So all right, so yeah, all the lights do work. Maybe we'll switch off this light for a second and just take a little closer look. So yeah, that's what that looks like. That is super sharp. Wow. So all right. I wish I had a postage scale or something sometimes to where we could you know, actually weigh some of these cars, because I promise you these are aluminum and they are quite heavy, especially when you compare them to like the MPC era cars that would have come with the other Bicentennial, the Lionel logo. But anyway, all right, yeah, I did try to pull these passenger cars, the Williams passenger cars with the Lionel. It was a no-go. It wasn't even close. So all right, so once again, Paul Revere here on the front, very cool, and they got the silhouettes, and I believe it's the same silhouettes for each car. As a matter of fact, I think if we were to take that other Williams car that we were talking about earlier, I think we would find that it's probably the identically same silhouettes. All right, so let's go here forwards a little bit, enough to get to the next car. You know, I like moving the train. Uh-oh. Sounds like it's not on the track, guys. Maybe I messed with it too much. All right, I think it was just my imagination. All right. So next we have the Liberty Bell, and yeah, these are quite nice. Now, if you're not familiar with these, you know, take a gander at eBay or someplace and just take a look, and you'll find out why I was embarrassed that I haggled with the guy that had these. Once again, I didn't know what they were. I didn't know what we were talking about. So yeah, once again, I do apologize. All right, so the Liberty Bell, and then next this is going to be reverse. Gonna have all right, this is the Minuteman car. I believe this is the car that we have two of, and like I said, one of them was messed up on the top, and I was able to work it and buff it, and now it looks really nice. So now we have two. So that's very cool, because like I said, they would have normally come as a set of four. Of course, I think you could buy each of the cars individually, I think. So all right, so then behind that, do we have another Minuteman car behind that? Uh-oh, backwards again. Let's see. So you notice how nicely that Williams locomotive will pull this. Yeah, this is the other Minuteman car, and I believe this is the one that was messed up. I guess if you have a hard time telling, then probably I did a good job, right? So all right, yeah, I mean, it's aluminum. It's not hard to polish. Very nice. So all right, very cool. Then last but not least, of course, once again, reverse. we have the observation car here, which is the George Washington car. And of course, you know, any way that you want to configure a train, probably the observation car that goes on the end, because generally it doesn't have a, a coupler on the end. And you know, if you think about observation car, you know, you wouldn't want anything behind it. So yeah, that's the whole set. It is quite nice. I am super proud to have this. You know, guys, I did the July 4th video last year, and I really struggled to find, you know, red, white, and blue anything. And, you know, the few examples that I was able to find were prohibitively expensive. And, you know, anything that's like, you know, patriotic or especially military or anything along those lines tends to be a little pricey. So, all right. So what do you say? Let's give this guy a few whirls around this track, and we'll take it in there to the train room where I know you guys like to see it, and we'll run it along with some a few other things that I've kind of selected for you guys. I think it's going to look super cool. So all right, let's give this a few runs around the track. And once again, this is a Williams locomotive. It happens to be a Amtrak locomotive, which, you know, I know it's not completely correct, but you know what? Bear with me. Now, they do have a Williams locomotive that would have gone with this set, but good luck finding it. I could not find it. Yeah. All right, here it comes. So nice. So I'm not going to do it because I don't want to mess up my Lionel, but if I was to put the Lionel Patriot on here and have it tried to pull these cars, all it would do is spin and make noises and, yeah, just act like what it's probably doing, which is destroying it. So, all right, but this is a dual motor. It's very, very heavy. If you're familiar with Williams locomotives, you'll know that this guy weighs, well, not a ton, but, you know, figuratively a ton. Very nice. So, all right. Let's give him a little bit more speed. What do you say? I know some of you guys don't like it when I run fast. Now, one thing about these heavy passenger cars, at least this iteration that's configured properly, probably not the ones we're talking about that are problematic, but I mean, these will stay on the track really nice just because they're so heavy. Very cool. So if you're familiar with Williams Trains, you know that they weren't really into the frills, and what I mean by that is that they generally didn't have horns or sounds or anything. This guy does have an E unit. It has, you know, the forwards and the reverse, but Williams Trains was more about the function more than the aesthetics and the sounds and so forth. And they made some really, really good products. All right, guys, what do you say? Let's take it in there to the train room. Let's see what it's going to look like. I have a feeling it's going to look awesome. Let's do it. All right, guys, so we have the Bicentennial Williams set here on the track, the Williams train cars for the Bicentennial set, and we're going to be running a number of pretty cool things with them. We're going to have a G-scale Santa Fe diesel with some circus cars behind them running on the G-scale track. We're going to have the Keebler train that we drove 5 hours to go get, and he'll be on the track as well. And then we're going to have the American Flyer, I believe it's the 302, and then we're going to have a MPC era. The orange and white, I believe that is the Chicago, is that right? No, Illinois, well, I was close. Illinois, Illinois Central, and yeah, we're on that. And then let's see, what else do we have? We have the American Flyer, the diesel with the Crow passenger cars, that's always a favorite. And let's see, what else do we got going here? We have, probably right out of the frame, we have an MTH diesel that's going to be running on the over and under track, which you can probably see kind of, sort of, maybe in your peripheral vision to the left of the frame. So, all right, let's get these guys going. So, all right, I'm going to start off with the G-scale because pretty much non-problematic on him. So, all right, just kind of turn them on and let them go. Very cool. So, all right, and next, I think we'll probably get the standard gauge going, which actually, now that we have the new track, has also become fairly unproblematic. That's really a real treat because for years and years and years, man, we really fought trying to keep that guy on the track. So it is really nice to have this new track. So, all right, let's see if we can get him to go forwards. His E unit is a little weird. We've talked about that before. Somehow it always catches reverse, but not always forward. So, all right, just give him a second. Sometimes I think it's probably me, probably not quite patient enough. There he goes. All right, man, that looks awesome. So that is the smoothest and the best I've ever seen that. Uh-oh, please stop. That's the smoothest and the best I've ever seen that guy go. I think I turned down the power too much and it clicked up the E. And all right, let's try this again, man. All right, dude. All right, well, reverse is nice, but you know, let's let's try for forwards. There we go. All right, this time I won't turn it down. All right, that's very cool. So the standard gauge has a whistle. Let's see if it feels like working today. Sure does. How awesome. So interestingly, in here when I get the Keebler train running, he has a whistle and it sounds almost identical. I mean, almost identical. So all right, let's see. What do we want to do next? Let's go ahead and get maybe the NPC or Illinois Central going. That guy is pretty cool. Pretty drama-free. I like drama-free. All right, so far so good. Uh-oh, the standard gauge seems to be something off the track. Well, you know, I guess I bragged on him a little too soon. All right, so I can see the front pilots are off. I'm not sure, maybe there's something on the track. I did reconfigure the entire train room, so that is a definite possibility. So all right, here we go. Let's try this again. Or we could have got the pilot off the track just messing with it. All right, here we go. Well now, at this rate, we're gonna have a long wait to get to the start of the show. Man, so I guess these are the warm-up acts. All right, there he goes. So that's probably why he stopped earlier, now that I'm thinking about it. Probably that pilot came off and shorted it just momentarily, made it stop. So all right, it ought to work now. So all right, what next, what next? Let's go ahead and get the Keebler train going. That just amuses the heck out of me. Reverse. Don't really have a problem with him. So as I said, he has a whistle as well, and it sounds almost identical. So cool. All right, so let's see. Let's get the American Flyer diesel going. And hopefully these tracks are clean enough. It's been a couple of days since I've been in here. I think we're okay. All right, very cool. Man, it almost didn't go. Once it makes a couple of left rounders, you're good. It kind of cleans the track by itself a little bit. So, all right, there we go. So, all right, that looks pretty good. So, we're getting there. I promise we are. So, all right, let's get this NPH that's kind of right out of the field of your vision, maybe. Uh-oh. There we go. All right. So you can't see it exactly, but that's on the transformer where sometimes the two controls will get locked together, and we almost we almost had an accident with the Illinois Central. Uh-oh. Something just collided. I wonder what it was. I think it was probably the uh-oh, yep. All right, figured it out. Stop, stop, stop. Everybody stop. All right. Yes, the the Keebler train and the American Flyer diesel kind of had an accident there. All right, let's get that sorted out. I'll be right back. All right, now that we have everything going, it's time to get the start of the show. Let's see this. This is going to look awesome. And then, of course, you know, we'll drop it to the ground and do the ground shots that I know that you guys like. I like them, too. They're pretty awesome. All right, let's go. Very nice. Very cool. All right. So we had a little drama at the first, but you know, now everything seems to be running pretty smoothly. Now that happens when you reconfigure things, is you find unintended consequences. So yeah. All right, very cool. So we're gonna give this a couple more times around the track, and we're gonna drop it to the ground, and then we're probably gonna call this about it. Pretty awesome. I mean, for a premiere of the Bicentennial Cars, I think it's hard to beat this. Very awesome. All right, let's get it dropped down to the ground and let's see what we can do. All right, everybody, how do we do? I think this looks pretty awesome. So that's a pretty good introduction to our Williams Bicentennial Passenger Cars, I think. So, all right, hopefully you were drama-free tonight. Had a few little things happen. You might notice the American Flyer steam engine is running on its own because whatever reason he decided he was not going to keep his cars connected. We had some pretty spectacular crashes because when you have the tracks this close together, man, I'm here to tell you, any little thing that happens to one happens to all of them. So, all right, guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I'm sure that we will see a lot more of this Bicentennial Williams passenger car set, probably predominantly displayed in our July 4th video for sure. But anyway, all right, guys, well, stay tuned for more shenanigans. I have a few more videos that I know I need to do. I've got an unboxing of stuff that has been so long, I don't even remember what that's in the box. So, all right. Well, anyway, I guess it'll be a surprise to everybody. All right, guys, until next time, GGS Railways out. So awesome.